Many children go through phases where they're restless or inattentive. This does not necessarily mean they have ADHD. But parents should discuss their concerns with their child's teacher, their school's special educational needs coordinator, or a GP if they think their behavior may be different from most children their age. It's also a good idea to speak to a GP if you're an adult and think you may have ADHD, but were not diagnosed with the condition as a child. Marianna Lagoumidi is the founder and chairwoman of scientific family i-paidi, author and expert in ADHD with a love for children. She's a child psychologist and was trained in Greece and the UK, and also works in Greece with patients that suffer neural developmental attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Since 2017, she is the president of the Scientific Family i-paidi, which is a certified network for scientific support for children and adolescents with ADHD. Marianna was kind enough to make all the way to our ERT and Voice of Greece studio in Athens to tell us more about ADHD and why it's becoming a plague in recent years. Hello, Marianna, and welcome to our program. I would like to begin by asking you, what causes attention deficit hyperactivity disorder?
Hello, Katerina. I'm very happy to be here. The cause is generally parents and DNA, and the way they bring up the child. The environment brings up the child. This is the cause. That means that in early intervention, at ages from 4 to 7 years old, we can intervene and diminuate the bad behavior, the difficult behavior, the struggle of the child, and help most children to go on with their lives without any difficulty.
Is there a rise in cases of ADHD in recent years in Greece, and why is that?
Science were not working with ADHD before 2008. So we started having data since then. At that year, we have just, we knew that there is deficient, which is called ADHD or ADD, but without more information. After 2008, all science in Greece and abroad, everywhere in the world, work with that, and they work with the children, with their family, with the environment, the whole environment, the human environment, basically. And they arrive to some conclusions in order to help these children, these families. Because these children with ADHD are adorable. Most of them are almost brilliant, very clever, but they do not succeed because of the difficulties of ADHD. Which difficulties? They cannot have such an attention as the other children or adults with their age. First of all is this difficulty. Second difficulty is the hyperactivity, which make them move their hands and their legs and their body all the time without any purpose. This is what we have to pay attention, that there is not any purpose when they move around like that. And they cannot have a good dialogue because they give the answer before the question. Usually it's not correct. So you can understand, Katerina, that the discussion is difficult because they do not follow the rules of every game. So the other kids do not play with them the following day.
How is attention deficit disorder treated?
15 or 20 years ago, the environment was very aggressive with these children, and they were not discussed that a lot. So these children were sitting apart, alone, and they didn't have much communication with others. Afterwards, doctors were giving much medicines to the children Finally, we intervene with empathy and with behavioral intervention to children, and we consult their families in order to work with all of them and help child to have better behavior. At the time being, this is proposed as the best way to intervene to children with ADHD. I mean that we have to work with them in order to become more organized, then give information to their parents, discuss with their teachers, and work with their therapist.
Can someone live with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and go about their lives in harmony with themselves and the people around them? And can persons with ADHD pursue successful careers and be happy?
The early intervention has that result. So when they become adults, they can succeed. One of the examples is Nicholas, who had an intervention since he's 5 years old, who was very aggressive with everyone, with the family, with the teachers, with the other kids. He could not pay attention. He could not remember everything. He cannot study a lot. He was moving around all the time. But after the early intervention and the Mediterranean diet, Nicholas is studying for 3 years as an architecture. He has worked in an office with a lot of success. Afterward, he had followed his MA. At the time being, he works a lot. He works with success, and he's very happy. So if someone follows that early intervention, he can become a successful adult.
How can parents of children with ADHD and their siblings help in that direction?
They should be well informed with the behavior that they should have. In that case, the whole family will have a good everyday life concerning the time of sleep, the readiness for the school, and their behavior and the way they make sports.
What steps have been taken so far in a national level, and what do you do in your organization?
The steps are very slow, but we didn't have much time to do everything. We have just, we said before that there is just 16 years that we know ADHD. We had financial problems in Greece, so everything was difficult. Fortunately, the scientific family i-paidi has a blog which gives information to families. We are doing seminars in all Greece. We have a Q&A in the blog, so we always give answers. And the state and i-paidi try to support these families.
Marianna Lagoumidi, thank you very much for joining us today, coming all the way to the Voice of Greece and the ERT headquarters and taking the time to speak to us about this very important issue we call ADHD. And I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Katerina.